Survivor Blood vs. Water premiered on September 18, 2013, as 10 former players came back with their loved ones in a battle to see if blood is indeed thicker than water. The returning and newbie players were immediately split up into two different tribes and had to make a day one decision. They would immediately have to vote one person out of their tribe. The newbie players, who were named Tadana, voted out Rupert's wife Laura, as Rupert was obviously the biggest presence in the game, while the veteran players, named Galang, voted out Candace, as she was the last second add to the cast. But then, the Blood vs. Water twist immediately came into fruition, as Rupert and Cody were given the opportunity to switch places with their loved ones and start the game on Redemption Island, as that was also making its return. While Rupert immediately switched with his wife, Candace wanted her husband John to experience the game and chose to stay on Redemption Island. At the immunity challenge, Galang came out on top, sending Tadana to tribal. After Brad Culpepper made an all-guys alliance since they had the majority, they had to decide on which female to send home first. While Katie seemed like the easy vote for being the weakest, Marissa became the target for Brad, as payback to Jervis for showing up the newbies after celebrating a bit too hard at the immunity challenge, and thus, basically due to her cousin, Marissa was unanimously sent to Redemption Island.
Marissa, tribe has spoken.
On Galang, troublemaker Colton once again tried to stir up the pot. However, this time, the players saw right through him, much to his frustration. At the Redemption Island duel, the two girls surprisingly beat Rupert, and thus he was officially eliminated, and as of now, this would be the end of the legendary Survivor career of the pirate himself, Rupert Boneham.
I can't believe it. First one out. Never went to tribal, never got a vote.
Rupert, grab your stuff, throw your buff in the urn on your way out. It is time for you to go.
I love you.
Another part of the Redemption Island twist this season was that the first place finisher would be able to give a clue to the idol to someone of their choosing, with Candace choosing her husband. Knowing Candace could easily re-enter the game with her husband who potentially had an idol, Tadana felt sending Rachel to Redemption Island would be their smartest move, feeling like Tyson would take her place at the duel, and thus the greater challenge threat would take out Candace. But Culpepper really felt like they might be overplaying this, and felt they should go for either Sierra or Katie, who were weaker than Rachel. But in the end, the majority got on board with this plan to take out Candace, as Rachel was sent to Redemption Island in a 5-2-1 vote.
Rachel, tribe has spoken.
On Galang, Colton was still frustrated at his team for their lack of hard gameplay, and in general, not having the same control he did in One World, and thus, at a wild Redemption Island duel, Colton finally had enough.
I don't want to be here anymore, at all. And I'm sorry.
Meaning what? Meaning you're quitting?
I can't do this.
Is that how it goes, Colton? If things don't go your way, let's just stop?
Maybe, I don't know.
Are you quitting this game?
Yes.
Okay, you are out of the game.
Love you, babe. Catch you on the flip side.
After that was all said and done, the three ladies finally competed for safety, with Candace and Marissa once again coming out on top, sending Rachel home, as Tyson ultimately decided not to switch, and thus made it his goal to win the game for her, as he would never forgive himself for not switching unless he came home with $1 million. Candace once again gave the idol clue to John, making him even more of a target, especially with Candace still dominating. Speaking of dominant, the returning players continued their dominance over the newbies, winning their third straight immunity to start the season. The men's alliance agreed on Sierra over Katie, however, Brad felt now was the time to blindside John while he least expected it, which would force the power couple to be broken up, if not entirely eliminated by the merge. But Culpepper got a bit too cute, as he didn't want to vote out John himself, with Vetus and Hayden seeing right through this, and considered voting out Brad instead. But in the end, the tribe united together, taking out the threatening John in a unanimous vote.
John, tribe has spoken.
Candace was even more furious when she saw her husband was voted out, and thus she and Marissa amped up the insults even more towards Brad at Redemption Island.
Ask your husband if I've hushed anybody. Has you heard me hush anybody?
Didn't hush me.
No, he didn't hush a man that's bigger than him that can beat his ass.
The power couple would come out on top, officially eliminating Marissa, and this time, Candace gave her idol clue to Culpepper's wife Monica, in hopes that would make her the target like it did her husband, but she smartly threw it into the fire. Back on Galang, Monica felt outcasted due to the hatred of her husband, but Tyson and Jervis brought her into their Coconut Bandits alliance, as they had also bonded over having their loved ones being targeted and voted out. On Tadana, the guys agreed to stay strong once again at Tribal, but the three other men were wary of Culpepper pulling one over on them the same way he did the John. At the immediate challenge, Galang once again won, sending Tadana to the their 4th straight tribal. After the challenge, Brad originally campaigned to the girls to vote out Caleb, as that would take the heat off him from having to vote out another loved one, but he quickly changed his mind and sided with the guys, with their target being Sierra. However, when Brad admitted at tribal that it would be easier to vote out someone who no longer had a loved one, this was the last straw for Caleb, who openly admitted he was voting for Brad with the girls, which led to a 3-3 tie, and on the revote, Vitas switched his vote to Brad as well, ending Brad Culpepper's Mafia-like pre-merge blood vs. water game.
4th person voted out of Survivor Blood versus Water. Brad.
Well played. I'm not mad at you.
We'll talk.
I know, but I'm saying, I'm not mad at you.
I'm not mad at you. I made a bad move.
Brad, tribe has spoken.
Candace and John were both happy and sad to see Brad appear on Redemption Island, as it was obviously awkward since they both hated him, but at the same time, they were happy the tribe finally turned on him. At the duel, Brad got his revenge on Candace as he just edged her out to survive, officially eliminating Candace after a hard fight on Redemption Island, with Monica once again refusing the idol clue from Cody after the challenge. At the Immunity Challenge, Tadana got their first win, sending the returning players to their first tribal, but being that they were all returning players minus Laura B, this made her the obvious target. However, Aris felt that taking out Laura M would be better, as she was the strongest player in the minority to beat Brad at Redemption Island, and thus would force Monica to stay loyal to Galong. And at tribal, the majority alliance went through with this plan, as Laura M would be blindsided over Laura B in a unanimous vote.
Laura, the tribe has spoken.
Laura proved herself on Redemption, absolutely dominating the alpha males, while John just edged out Brad, officially eliminating him from Survivor. After John and Laura left, Jeff announced the tribes were swapping, and in the end, the new Galong became Kat, Katie, Laura B, Monica, Tina, and Vitas, while the new Tadana was Aris, Caleb, Sierra, Jervis, Hayden, and Tyson. While Vitas was an obvious outsider on Galong, Jervis and Tyson grew even closer, and agreed that they had to take out Aris if they were to go to tribal for being the biggest threat. But lucky for Aris, Tadana won immunity, but this also put his brother at risk. But just when all hope seemed lost for Vitas, Kat completely blew up her game and targeted Monica for coming off as too commanding. Tina told Monica about what Kat said, and after Vitas pleaded his loyalty to the tribe, the female spared him, sending Kat to Redemption.
Kat, the tribe has spoken.
At the duel, for the first time, the player on Redemption actually begged their partner to switch places, with Kat telling her boyfriend Hayden there was no way she was winning. However, Hayden simply couldn't do it, and Kat indeed lost the challenge, eliminating her from the competition. After the duel, Tyson and Jervis brought in the newbie players of Hayden, Sierra, and Caleb into their alliance, even making a final 5 with them, while on Galong, Vitas continued to fight as the only guy on the tribe, but things weren't looking too good. But after Galong once again lost immunity, he got another lucky break, as Laura simply couldn't help herself.
After Galong lost the immunity challenge,
We decided as 4 girls that we were the next one to go.
Laura B revealed the women's plan, hoping to spare Vitas's feelings. And in the end, she got her wish. Laura, saving Vitas's feelings by getting herself voted out. Laura, the tribe has spoken.
The two Lauras and John competed in the classic pole endurance challenge for a spot back in the game. John was the first one to fall, and while Laura B put up a good fight, she simply couldn't outlast Laura M, as she earned herself a spot back in the game, and thus, the final 11 merged. After everyone celebrated the merge, Sierra told her mom about the singles alliance she joined, and begged her to be a part of it, as she would once again be the target if she didn't side with the majority. Aris thought his alliance with Tina, Katie, Jervis, Monica, and Tyson was still strong, with the target being Laura once again. Tyson then used the clues Hayden told him about at the tribe swap to find the merge idol. At the immunity challenge, it came down to the brothers of Vitas and Aris, with Vitas being the one to come out on top. However, unbeknownst to Vitas, this would do his brother in, as while the couples of Tina and Katie and the bros thought everyone was on board to split the votes on Laura and Sierra, the other 7 put their votes on Aris, sending the former winner to Redemption Island.
Aris, the tribe has spoken.
Tina got into it with Monica and Tyson after tribal, but she was quickly shut down by the others. At the immunity challenge, Monica won the gross food eating competition, leaving the minority 3 vulnerable. Vitas was the clear target, but he continued to do what he had been doing all game and scrambled to save himself. However, this scrambling made him even more of a target, with the majority not even feeling the need to split the vote anymore, sending Vitas to spend the night with his brother at Redemption Island in an 8-1-1 vote.
Vitas, the tribe has spoken.
At the second immunity challenge of the episode, Katie came out victorious. However, this made her mom the obvious target. So Tina went off looking for the idol, with the majority having to follow her, since Tyson had yet to tell anyone he had the idol. At tribal, Tina bluffed that she had the idol, but the majority 7 wasn't buying it, and thus, she was voted out in a 7-1-1 vote.
Tina, the tribe has spoken.
After Tribal, Sierra told her mom that Katie and Monica were next on the chopping block, but also realized that with being the only couple left in the game, they were likely the next true targets, with Sierra being willing to vote out her mom to save herself. At the Redemption Island duel, Aris was officially eliminated by his brother and Tina, making him the first member of the jury. Tina gave the idol clue to Katie, to which she accepted as she was desperate, and while she found the spot to the idol, it was nowhere to be found, as Tyson had already found it. The majority indeed felt that sending Laura home would be best, especially since Katie could possibly now have an idol. This led to the difficult conversation between Sierra and her mom, telling her that she might have to vote her out to further her own game.
For me, where that's frustrating because that's like I could vote you out tomorrow and then not have to get to then I could go all the way to 3.
But it's morphing into a role where I was always the one giving advice to Sierra. I was always the one saying, this is what you need to do. Here's how you need to do it. It's now morphed into the role where I'm trusting her decisions.
I worry that I'm gonna wait, and then it's gonna be too last minute for me to do anything, and it's just gonna be like the way it is.
After Monica took home her second immunity, Sierra campaigned hard for Katie to spare the thought of writing her mom's name down. But at Tribal, she saw the writing on the wall, and thus, a Forever Survivor meme was born.
11th person voted out of Survivor Blood versus Water. Laura, that's 5, that's enough. Need to bring me your torch. Laura, for the second time, the tribe has spoken.
I love you.
At the duel, Laura dominated, and then proceeded to help Tina beat Vetus, sending him to the jury with his brother. After the duel, Tyson figured the outsider Katie was the next to go. However, Caleb and Hayden knew this final 7 vote was pivotal for them to take control over Tyson, and plotted with the other newbies to blindside him tonight. While Katie was more than happy to join the two, Sierra was hesitant, and even went back to Tyson about Caleb and Hayden's plan. At the immunity challenge, Monica won her 3rd individual immunity. Another note from this challenge was that Tyson chose to sit out, which sketched out Caleb and Hayden, making them think that Sierra had indeed flipped on them and told Tyson their plan. So they instead decided to side with Tyson and take out Sierra, saying she was playing both sides, but it was too little too late for Tyson. While he did end up wasting his idol at Tribal, he was able to maintain Sierra's 4th vote, as Caleb was sent to Redemption Island in a 4-3 vote.
Caleb, the tribe has spoken.
After Tribal, Hayden blew up Tyson's game, saying he was easily winning if he got to the end, but this just made Hayden the next target for the majority. The moms of Tina and Laura would continue their dominance on Redemption, beating Caleb, officially eliminating him. And speaking of Caleb, may he rest in peace. Laura then gave the idol clue to Sierra and accepted it, who shared it with her alliance, and Tyson would end up finding another idol. At a combined reward and immunity challenge, Jervis won, but in a pivotal decision, he chose his final 3 alliance of Tyson and Monica to join him, which gave Katie and Hayden all day to work on Sierra, which carried over into Tribal. And due to Hayden's insane campaigning, we would watch one of Survivor's greatest tribal councils unfold.
Sierra, I'm telling you right now, I've never betrayed you. These guys have both written your name down.
Sierra, you can be number 4 all day long. You can come with us. We can draw rocks.
Sierra.
And that's a big move.
Hayden, that's 3 votes Hayden, 2 votes Monica, 1 vote left. Monica, we're tied.
So let's not bull me.
I am number 4. I've seen it since.
Okay, then
Because
cool.
I know I'm number 4.
Cool. Let's draw a rock. Hey, then we draw a rock.
Fine.
You ain't got to say no
Let's
more.
draw
You think
rocks.
you're number 4.
Rocks, unless somebody's voting my way. I'm drawing rocks.
Okay,
So
I'll draw rocks too.
Okay, we're drawing rocks.
All right. White means you are going home. Black means you are safe. Everybody put out your palm and reveal. Katie has drawn the white rock. You're the 13th person out of this game. Grab your torch, head over.
That's your chair over there, one of those.
Katie, you made a big move. Didn't work out. Tribe has spoken.
No longer feeling like he could trust his alliance, Tyson revealed to Jervis and Monica he had the idol. At the Redemption Island duel, in an emotional moment, it came down to Tina and her daughter, leaving Tina to make an extremely difficult decision.
Katie, are you okay with this?
It's all right.
You sure?
It's okay.
I love you, honey.
Tina has her 3rd lock. Just pull that chain, you're done.
Let's go. Walk through.
I love you.
I'm sorry.
And with mixed emotions, Tina survives Redemption Island, joining Laura.
First place finisher Laura once again gave the idol clue to her daughter, and this time she shared it with Hayden, but the two couldn't find it, and thus figured Tyson must have found it. So they approached Monica about possibly flipping, saying that the boys were just dragging her along, and breaking the two up would be her big move. After Sierra made a great comeback to ensure her safety, she and Hayden campaigned all day for Monica to flip on Tyson and Jervis, but at Tribal, Monica stood by her final 3 alliance, sending Hayden to Redemption in a 3-2 vote.
Hayden, tribe has spoken.
The finale of Blood vs. Water begins with the final Redemption Island duel, and unbelievably, 52-year-old Tina Wesson beat Laura and Hayden, earning herself a spot back in the game. The final 5 competed for a spot in the final 4, with Tyson coming out on top, winning immunity. The final 3 alliance decided between Sierra and Tina, and ultimately felt that Sierra was a bigger jury threat. Sierra and Tina continued to campaign for Monica to flip, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway, as Tyson played his idol for Jervis, and thus, Sierra's epic Blood vs. Water game came to an end.
Sierra, the tribe has spoken.
The final 4 competed in the final immunity challenge, and Tyson, having played a dominant game, secured himself a spot at the final tribal council.
Tyson back. Does he have the right information? Gives it a try. It works. Yeah! Wins. Final immunity. Guaranteed a spot at the final tribal council.
Tina desperately continued to campaign for Monica to flip, hoping a third time would be the charm, but in the end, Monica stood strong with her boys, and Tina became the final member of the jury.
Tina, the tribe has spoken.
As Hayden predicted, the jury respected Tyson's dominant game, as opposed to Monica's scared gameplay and Jervis being a general GOAT. And months later, as shocking as it was to see after his first 2 seasons, Tyson was crowned a Survivor winner, winning Survivor Blood vs. Water over Monica and Jervis respectively in a 7-1-0 vote.
The winner of Survivor Blood vs. Water, Tyson.
Thank you guys so much for watching this in blank minute video of Survivor Blood vs. Water. If you enjoyed it, then please be sure to hit that subscribe and like button, and let me know what you think of the season in the comments below. Check out my previous installments of the series as well, and until next time, have a good one, guys.